Never mind.
Okay. All right. So I just started recording.
All right.
All right. So the topic is about having a child on the autism spectrum. First, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Jess, and the name of my business is Taj'e Beauty. And it's about bringing self-love to one another and to bring self-love within yourself as well. So this with this topic here, it's a topic that I would like to discuss to see other people opinions about having a child on the autism spectrum. My son, my oldest son, he is 8 years old, and he has been diagnosed with autism since age 2. He is on, I believe, maybe like the low end of the spectrum, by him being nonverbal, and is very hyper with his autism as well. I know some kids can be, not as active or hyperactive, but I was blessed to have one that is hyper, and sometimes it could be a lot to manage, especially with trying to manage a business and schoolwork and to be a mom. And I have an 8-month old as well. So, all of that is, could be a bunch, but, you still got to keep pushing and moving forward. So, I mean, it's definitely, I do want to say, having a child on the spectrum with going through so much is definitely a journey. With how I want to first say, like, knowing, like, when you first have a child, your expectations is not thinking of, you know, I'm gonna have a child, on the spectrum, or with special needs. That's not like something that we think of as humans. I don't think that's like a natural thought or a first thought that would happen. So, when it happens, it's like, okay, how can I go with this? Like, what can I do, to make this situation better? Those are the type of things, and how to, because it's different, it's when you haven't experienced it before and it's your first time going through it, it can have your mindset different, and it could, it takes adjustments and to get used to. I want to ask Tina, how was that for you, like with adjusting with the kid on the spectrum? Like,
Ooh,
how was
girl.
that?
It's a bit adjusting, a bit, because having, like you said, being a first time mom and not expecting to have a child with autism. You expect when you have a baby, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna have a child that's like everybody else's kid, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna have too much to worry about. I'm gonna have my bumps and bruises and stuff like that. But then when you start getting your child tested and going to the doctor, and then you start seeing little signs. Okay, my baby ain't talking. Okay, my baby ain't looking at me. Or my baby ain't doing certain things. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then when you find out your child is basically, has autism, and you like, okay, so what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do wrong in my pregnancy? What I've done every step I can do while I'm pregnant. I've done everything I could think of. I've took every medicine, every vitamin. I didn't ate right. I did this, that, and third. What did I do? That's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing you
Yeah.
think of. What
Yeah.
did I do? Because at the end of the day, like, that's what it's like. Yeah, what did I do? But what can I do to help this go away? You get what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard because a child that has autism, that's something that can't go away. That's always
Right.
going to be there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And then you think about, okay, so then when my child get older, is my child going to be able to experience going to the prom, or is my child going to be able to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or is my child going to be like normal children? You know what I'm saying? It just
Mm-hmm.
have you
All those thoughts.
wondering and thinking about all those thoughts, because I'm like,
Definitely.
damn, am I gonna be able to have grandkids, or am I gonna be able to do this, that, and third? Like, what did I do? It
Mm-hmm.
always feel like it points to you. What did I do from square one to interact with things, going this way? Why does she
Mm-hmm.
has this?
Yeah.
And it's a bit depressing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I've talked to doctor or whatever, and yes, of course, me personally, mentally, I need to get I need to go to a therapist because you know what I'm saying. Mentally, is very hard. You know,
Mm.
you have a child that's
Yeah.
trying to do their best to talk to you and tell them, look, mommy, something's wrong. But in the way of them telling you what am I doing wrong, they wouldn't throw tantrums. And you're like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? This child's throwing tantrums. My mind is all I have a thousand other things that I'm thinking about. Plus I
Yeah.
gotta it's just overwhelming. Very.
Yeah. 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 I definitely agree, Tina. Thank you for sharing. Definitely. I agree. It is, definitely challenging, and it can be difficult to address your child when they are trying to express themselves or telling us their needs and their wants, and all I can do is give them a hug and tell them mommy loves you, and I'm here with you. But sometimes it can get to the point where I can be like, when I'm frustrated, it can get frustrating when you deal
Yeah.
with it repetitive and every single day, and you have to take that time for yourself and maybe take some breathers, um
Yep.
or like do something, go outside for like 2 to 3 minutes or something.
Yeah.
You really have to take care of your mental, because if not, like I've been in days where I've been in the shower and I cry, and I definitely have been there. It has gotten better, over the years, as by him being 8 now. But I definitely have moments where I'll be in the shower and would cry, because it just can be so much. I remember
Because
he
it's
would
over
just
too
he
much.
just kept hitting the door over and over and over again. And I
Yeah.
got in the shower and I cried, and I didn't know what else to do. He was dried, he had his cups, and it was bedtime, it was late, I was tired. And these are just some things um that I deal with can be on a daily repetitive basis, and of course, I love my boys. I know Tina love her daughter as well, definitely. But we
Yes.
love our kids, and it's just when you trying to just do the best and try to be the best parent that you can for your child, as every parent will want to be for their child, and every day I try my best to make sure, um, I'm trying to meet Orlando's needs with, spending time with him, reading him stories that I know he like when I read him stories, but sometimes he even wander off when I'm reading him stories, and I still would read. I'll walk around the room with the book and I'm just reading to him,
Yeah.
making so you can know, like, I'm reading, you could be in your lane, but I said it's story time, so that's what it is. But
Hmm.
sometimes it's like, okay, he want to do his thing, and I do be understanding that, but it's just hard, sometimes, and um I just want for other people to become more aware of kids on the spectrum.
Yes. Yeah,
Um
I definitely agree on that because especially with our children being school age, I will hope that more parents are making their children knowledgeable that there are different kids out there. You know what I'm saying? That there are kids that
Definitely.
can do everything that they can't do. But when you
Mm-hmm.
see a child that's going through a situation like that or something like that, you get help or they may
Yeah.
talk to them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ever sit and judge them, and
Yeah.
make them feel that they're not wanted.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
every. I feel like that's every parent with a child in the spectrum. I think that's every worry that we worry that our children will go into school and there's so many cruel kids out here that we have to worry about somebody doing something because they're silent. They can't tell
Right.
us what's going on.
Right. Definitely. Oh my God. Yes, Tina. Because every day I pray. I pray that, that my son is protected, by positive people and loving people that's going to care about him and love for him. I pray every day for my son, for my both of my boys, honestly. But, when Orlando goes out to school, it's like I have to put my trust in the school, you know, and who he's around, and making, you know, and understanding that, you know, they're going to love him, you know, and be there, you know, for him and
The
his
way we
needs.
do, I love our kids. Yep.
Right. Exactly. And it's hard, you know. He come home from school and I ask him, you know, how's your day going? And, you know, by him, you of course, by him being over, but it's just sometimes he'll cry after school. Like sometimes he can be teary-eyed, and, you know, I don't know, like, if maybe he's not liking the school or if he's just having a meltdown. Like, can you imagine just not having, you know, having a child, if you don't have a child on the spectrum? Can you imagine having a child that's on the spectrum that's not able to tell you about how their day is going? Like,
Yes.
it's so heartbreaking, you know. And all I can do, I pray and I talk to the teacher and I ask questions. God Almighty. And I honestly, I had sent a message and the teacher never responded back to me. So we having a meeting on the 19th. I think they said they having parent teacher conference. So that's gonna get discussed, you know, about how he's doing in school and things. But definitely, parents, teach your kids to be nice to those who may seem different than them, because we're all human. All of us are human. All of us want love and attention and caring and to be treated with respect. And it starts at home. And I don't think people realize just sitting down and having a talk with your kids, you know, about it, because I don't think it happens enough. I don't think these talks happen enough at home. I don't think that. And then, you know, kids reflect off what they see, you know, so maybe, you know, my message, this podcast or this video here can maybe open up some eyes for other people to really see, like, you know, okay, there are people who are different, and these people do not, you know, we need to tell our kids or talk to our kids and tell them, like, okay, there are people who are different than you, but just because they may seem different than you, they are not different. You know, have these conversations with your kids, you know, spread love instead of hate. That's pretty much my main message. You know, I definitely would like to see, you know, more loving. I did a lot of research of kids committing suicide because of being bullied, you know, and I never want that for nobody. That is never acceptable. Like, oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. I don't want to get teary eyed up here.
It's I'm feeling you right now too. I'm trying to hold myself back, but I understand completely. And I feel like, you know what, with this conversation also, I just feel like they need to teach that in school also. They teach our kids everything else about life, but not everything. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, some parents out here are supposed to tell their children, you know, things of that nature, but knowing that, you know, they need to know it. There's something in school they need to teach kids that also.
Definitely.
They really do.
Yeah.
They definitely, because like you said, it's just a it's just like, I feel like the world is very cruel. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that how the world really is, yeah, that our kids need to know our math and social studies and stuff like that, but they also need to learn that, you know, there's different people out here. There's suicide out here. There's a lot of different stuff out here because people can't adjust to themselves because other people are not accepting them.
Exactly. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord, this world just needs love and needs peace, you know, and no one needs to feel like they're not accepted. Like, that is a horrible feeling. Like, people really need to start treating themselves how the way they want someone to treat themselves or their daughter or their son. Like, you wouldn't want to treat your children like that. So please teach your kids to be nice to other children that can't speak, that can't, you know, defend for themselves, you know.
And it's good nowadays though. With our kids having autism, there are a lot of things for them to do. So, you know, it's a lot of things for them. Do they have like over here where I'm at? They have they have the Autism Society. So with parents that have like issues, like weird things we're going through, like they'll help us with with our mental, they also have our children. Like you know how they have cheerleading and they have Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, stuff like that. They have that type of stuff here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and that's another thing too with a child with a spectrum. Like you should also put them in things so they can be more social because their social skills are not the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that way they can know there's other kids out there like them, know and feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I didn't have autism, but I had a learning disability. Like I feel like, damn, I can't read, I can't this, I can't do that. Why am I in this class with these kids that can do more than what I can do? You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's another thing that hurt. That's another thing that hurt me when I had a child. When I found out my child had autism, and I feel like I did something wrong because I also
Mm.
had a disability in school when I was young. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I'm like,
But no, you
is
didn't
that
do
a
nothing
connection?
wrong. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing
And
wrong.
I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? People can tell me that all day long at the beginning. You
Mm-hmm.
can tell me this all day long, but I still point at myself. What did
Mm.
I do? You get what I'm saying? But it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's hard not to because our children come from our womb. So you feel like,
Yeah.
okay, so
Mm.
what can I do to change? It's just a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a parent with a child with autism, we have to learn also. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot to learn out here. A lot. Not even the kids with autism. You got kids with Down syndrome. You got
Uh-huh.
kids with Asperger's. Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
We have different things
Yeah.
out here that everybody needs to make people understand. There's
Mm-hmm.
kids different out here, and we need to treat them with respect as if we want to be treated with
Exactly.
respect also.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Man, definitely, definitely. It
Yep.
it doesn't matter. Like as Tina was mentioning, it's so many other different um disabilities out here in this world also. And y'all, we just have to make people feel more comfortable. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
more acceptant. We cannot let people feel like they're worthless just because they may seem different. Like show love. Like that's all I'm trying to do. I just want people to be more understanding, more aware,
Yep.
and just spreading that love. What That's
Yep.
it,
That's
y'all. I hope y'all gained a lot from this video. I hope maybe some people could have some talks with their children. I hope that this work can spread more love and more awareness for all children and people in general. Just love. That's just all to it. Just change your heart. Change your heart.
definitely.
Thank you.